What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 5 of our Real Madrid career mode. And we have a nice little game to start off against Atletico Madrid. This is a must win because they're in 3rd place and we are in 4th place. So we definitely need to win this one. I'm just going to go ahead and look at the team here and look at who needs to be changed around. Modric does need to be subbed off. So I go ahead and put, I guess his name is Casemiro, or I don't really know how to pronounce it, but I also put Varane in. And Varane has been playing very well lately, so I definitely am going to play him more often. And I go ahead and put Casillas in because Hart is in or tired, because anyway, Casillas is a better goalkeeper, but right here in the 52nd minute, I know I'm jumping a good bit ahead here, but it's been a fairly boring game. We do miss a corner opportunity, but right here with Bale, he is wide open. Nice little fake shot right there, but shoots it right at the keeper. And at that point, I sub Di Maria on right after that because I'm like, you know what? Di Maria's getting it done, and Bale is not. And speaking of the devil, Di Maria gets a goal in the 85th minute to put us up 1-0. So at this point, Bale is in trouble for his number 1 spot. In my head, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to give him the next game. If he does not score in the next game, Di Maria is our number 1 guy. And if he does score, then I'm just going to, look at who is doing better at that point. But Suarez right here in the 90th minute plus stoppage time, he does get the extra goal right there. Probably didn't even need that much because I don't think they even had the ball in stoppage time at all. But that is a nice promising win right there, 2-0. And that's a great way to start the episode. And that's our 4-game winning streak, I think. So I'm feeling real good about that. And as you can see by the stats, it was fairly close, but we did come out with the victory. Also, I just wanted to say the scouting players, I keep on getting notifications of them, and we're actually not getting a whole lot of good feedback from them because I have these expensive scouts, but it seems like they're not really coming back with the best of players that they could be. And that's kind of frustrating because I love scouting players, but this is the youth network right now. This is our squad, and there's not a whole lot of good players there. I go ahead and release this guy because he has a max overall of 50, and he had like 77 max potential. So that's pretty bad. So I go ahead and just release that guy because I'd like to keep about 10 people in the youth squad, sometimes more, sometimes less. So that way it doesn't get too hectic in there. And we do get 3 monthly scouting reports. And I'm becoming very strict, I guess, with what players I want to keep scouting. Because, I don't like to have a whole lot of players on this list. So if it says that they have a max potential of like 83 and below, I will most likely go ahead and reject the player unless their max overall is like 59 or something higher. Then I might continue to scout them. But other than that, I go ahead and there's not a whole lot of talent coming out of these players that they're sending. This guy right here doesn't look too bad. 94 max potential and overall of 66. So hopefully he ends up being a very good player. But he is only 15 years old, and we've only scouted him for a month. So he probably will change a good bit over the past couple or the next couple months. And Varane says to me, you know what, I want to play the next game. So I go ahead and put him in the next game because he's been in great form. And I gotta say, he's been playing fantastic, and he does play right here a very good game as well. We are in 3rd place after that victory. So that is fantastic. Let's hope we can keep the wins coming, and we can maybe even become 2nd or 1st place. So I just go ahead and mess around with the squad a little bit. Go ahead and put Varane in for Ramos because Pepe did sit the bench last game because he was a little tired. And I was going to say something, but that's actually next game. So, everything stays the same. And I don't think we've actually had our rain game yet, which is awesome because I cannot stand the rain games. Right here in the 9th minute, Suarez hits the crossbar. Unlucky, but that's an early opportunity that I would have liked to have taken. So I go ahead and sub off Xabi Alonso and Khedira, but right after that, I go ahead and score a nice little weak foot volley with, I think that's Schweinsteiger. So, Alonso actually got hurt in training because he's out for only like 9 days, and I forgot about that. So he was a little tired as it started. So I go ahead and put Khedira in to see how he can do it. Nice little back foot right there. Bale, if he scores this, he secures his spot, and he does actually score. So at this point, Bale is going to stay first string, but he might need to change his game a little bit. I don't know. I might even start playing him at the CF position because that's actually what he's defaulted as. So maybe if I put him as my backup right wing, I honestly don't know. But look at this for Hot Potato. I was so irritated at this goal because there's pretty much nothing I could do with that because it's headed, and then it just ends up going right to their team, and it is a goal for them. So that's a little frustrating, but that made it 2-1. So I wasn't feeling too threatened because I figured if they score another goal, I'll still have a little bit of time, hopefully. But we jump ahead to the 90th minute, and so at this point, if they score, I probably won't have a whole lot of time. I don't know who that was. I think it was Carvajal, or however you pronounce his name. He did get a yellow. And I'm thinking, oh no, this is how it's going to end, and that is how it ends right there. 2 goals for them, 2 header goals for them. So it's a little frustrating. There wasn't really a whole lot I could do about both those goals, but we do come out with our first tie of the series so far. So 2-2. I guess a tie could be a loss, but that's a game we really should have won. So we do have a couple messages here. Varane is happy that I played him the last match, and I'm thinking, you know what, no problem. I'm kind of glad he came up to me and asked for that because I haven't given him a whole lot of playtime, but he's 20 years old, and he's been playing absolutely fantastic. So we do have a nice little break here because of some World Games, some World Cup stuff. So gives all of our players a little bit of break here, and we do come up against Mayaga or something like that. I couldn't really see it, but we do save the game once again because we actually had the power went off a couple games ago. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to keep on saving it because I don't want to lose any progress in this career mode. I don't want to have to backtrack. So Bale is the cover man on this one, and I'm hoping he can actually play very good football. But I decide to make some changes. I go ahead and put Bale on the bench because I want him to be there for a second string because I figured I'll switch some players up at halftime, and I put Jesse Rodriguez in at the CF position. I don't know if he can actually play that position. I know he can play a good bit of positions, but I don't know if CF is one of those. We go up here at the 6th minute, and we find our man Jesse Rodriguez on a nice little lob through, and he decides to use his weak foot. If he would have used his preferred right foot, that probably would have been a goal. So, and then I just check right here. I accidentally paused it, but I check he is a righty. I wasn't sure if he was a lefty or righty, but since he used his lefty, I thought he was a lefty. But I'm not quite sure why he used his left foot. But nonetheless, nothing comes for that corner. So we jump ahead to the 69th minute, and we go to Jesse Rodriguez once again, and it hits the crossbar with his weak foot again. I don't know what it is with him and his weak foot, but we actually end up tying this game as well. So in this episode, we had 1 win and 2 ties. Probably should have been 3 wins. But nonetheless, that is the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Episode 6 will be out shortly.